Welcome to the Pet Loss Companion. I'm Ken Dolan-Del Vecchio. I'm here with my friend and co-author Nancy Saxton-Lopez and a very special guest who I'll be introducing in just a minute. This is a program that grew out of the work that Nancy and I did for many years in facilitating pet loss groups that actually led to a book called The Pet Loss Companion, Healing Advice from Family Therapists Who Lead Pet Loss Groups. And you can learn more about our background and various ways that you can support the program by looking at the description. We do like you to know that you can write to us because most of what we do on our program is we read letters from people who have written to us and told us the story of their animals passing, quite a bit usually about their animal's life and how they are doing in the aftermath of loss. And if you'd like to reach me, you can reach me at kenddv@gmail.com, Nancy at Nancy Saxton Lopez at gmail.com. When you write to one or both of us, one or the other, maybe both of us will have the time to write back to you. But let us know in your note if it's okay to share what you've written on the program, because if so, then we will likely share it here as well. Also, we want you to know that we are in a very close relationship with Dakin Humane Society in Springfield, Mass. And Dakin has many resources, one of which is a pet loss support meeting that I facilitate once a month. It's on the second Tuesday of the month. It runs 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and you are welcome to join at no cost from anywhere in the world, and people do. And the RSVP link is in the program description, so please consider joining us if that would be helpful for you. And then finally, I would like you to know that we have an affiliate relationship with a company called Bereave. Bereave makes really beautifully crafted granite memorial plaques, and if you purchase a plaque through the link in our description, you will also be giving us a little measure of support through the cost that you pay for the plaque. And finally, we just want to remind you to please subscribe if you haven't already. Give a thumbs up, leave a comment. Thank you to the person who has left us a comment already this program. And all of that helps to bring the program to the attention of other people who may benefit. A couple of other things. The Pet Loss Companion audiobook is soon to be available on Apple Books, Spotify, and other platforms. And we just got word that the Polish translation of the book is just about ready. And with that, I would like to let you know that if you know somebody or you know a publishing company that would like to publish the Pet Loss Companion in the Spanish language, we would love to hear from you. And with that, I would like to introduce our guest.
We're excited.
We're very excited to welcome Miki Jacobs, who is an internationally acclaimed medium, speaker, and author. She journeyed from a conservative Jewish upbringing and service in the Israeli army to building a business in the United States and shaped a profound spiritual awakening. She's conducted thousands of readings worldwide and is the author of Soul Secrets and Sacred Wild, the latter inspired by decades of animal rescue on her Southern California ranch. You will find links to her website and other places, her YouTube channel, where you can learn more about her in the description. So please check out the description. Welcome, Miki. Nice to have you with us.
Yes, we're so excited to have you.
Oh, I'm excited as well. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
So we want you to start and just give us a little background and how you got to where you are, and you've done so many wonderful things in spirituality, and we would really like to know more, especially about our companion animals. So please.
Right. So as I say in the introduction, I was born and raised in Israel in a somewhat conservative Jewish home. I still have family there. And then all my life, I loved animals very much. I would bring animals to the home and hide them in the closet. And so really since a very, very young age, and I mean maybe 5 or 6, where I always was connected to animals, all animals, of course, not only pets. When I was 19, I joined the Israeli army. I was a sergeant. I was a shooting instructor.
Wow.
So usually women serve 3 years, I serve 5 years. And at the end of the army, it is quite common for us Israelis to kind of travel around the world, which I did. I end up in the US and then came to California. The state is very similar to that of my country in a way of kind of the style and the weather. I stayed here. I opened a business that I ran for close to a decade with back then a partner. And then all this time, I still continue to practice the Judaism culture, the Judaism beliefs. I was not open to spirituality, did not know much about its spirituality, but obviously, guys, as I came to the US, I was kind of more exposed or more open to other religion as opposed to Israel, with basically, certainly back then more, mostly Judaism. And I kind of stumbled into spirituality and I start to study, expand my knowledge. Spirituality mean more the creator or God is energy as opposed to religion, which is a little bit more harsh and kind of different. I went into meditation, I practiced meditation, and it is at that time, interestingly enough, is where my business started to fail after all these years. We had a glass company where we did glass to cars and hotels, and the business started to fail. And frankly, it is at that time where I didn't belong to business anymore. I kind of switched more and more towards spirituality. Of course, I ran still as an owner, ran my business. But at the weekend and evening, I became a Reiki master. I started giving energy healing to people and, of course, to beloved animals, which whom I love so much. I taught myself how to meditate. I was kind of stubborn. And then I kind of heard spirit. Yeah, the Archangel Michael, which is common for him to appear first. I started to channeling spirit. Of course, practice make better. The more I did, the more quiet my mind was, the more I was able to channel spirit. Then I got into automatic writing and got a lot of knowledge about spirits. Back then, I did not do any readings yet. That was about 18 years ago. I like to bring up my story about my life because if I train myself how to be a medium or a psychic, I believe everyone can. It's require a lot of work. It's require what I refer to as a spiritual lifestyle. If you're full with drama and your mind is all busy and noisy, you cannot hear spirits. So it was a hard work. And that time where I kind of turned into channeling, my business closed its door. Unfortunately, my partner back then also died at 42. So I also tell people that when I look back, I didn't leave. The universe kind of kicked me out. I believe if that would not happen, although it was tragic, as said at the end, I would probably not leave because it was quite successful and I would just stay there. And that what pushed me into spirituality. And as I got better, of course, I got into reading. Now I do teaching. And that's basically how I got to my work.
So it was quite a journey.
Yes, it was.
So talk about, because I know a lot of our listeners are going to want to know, about the spiritual bonds we have with our animals. Do we have contracts, soul contracts that comes up a lot, right? And how do we know that they're around us?
Right.
So if you could go into that a little bit, that would be really
Thank
cool.
you, Nancy. So the basic thing is to understand or be open-minded or be open to the fact that like us, human beings that have the fragment or part of God within as our body, meaning the soul, so are animals. If you don't open to that concept that animals indeed have a soul or spirit or higher self, there's many names to it, then none of this teaching or any kind of teaching, continuation, meaning they're not really dead, they go to the spirit world, they have unbelievable powers, our pets, because if you do believe indeed that like us, no different, they have a soul within their body, the only difference between a soul of a human being and a soul of an animal is that the soul of a human being utilizes a human form to express our godlike essence into the world, and a soul of an animal will use the form of an animal to express itself. So animals have souls. our pets have souls. And the souls that animals have allow them or granted them gifts that, frankly, guys, we do not have. For example, animals can easily see other spirit, can easily detect departed souls, departed pets, can easily detect negative energies. So also really briefly as to why we can do it, which why I started the interview showing that I taught myself how to do that, but it's come natural to animals.
Right.
You also do not necessarily need to hear to podcasts such as this, because if you look at your pet, it's very easy to recognize how they look at stuff. They don't just happen to look at stuff. I mean, they have a full-blown conversation with the unseen world or with spirit, because really quickly, the reason it's harder for us human beings to communicate with spirit is because we have what we refer to really briefly as the energy of the ego, the negativity.
They don't have an ego.
They do not have an ego. A lot of people tell me as well, no, my pet have an ego. No, they don't. The reason they do not accumulate an energy of the entity, which it is that we call ego, because it's all about the intention. And we, unfortunately, often, especially nowadays, do use our intention for negativity, whether harming another person, whether cheating or stealing, whether harming animals or nature. So when we use our intention in negative manner, we accumulate an ego. Animals do not intentionally harm others. They might protect themselves if they feel not well, scared in the wild, if they protect their youngs. Of course, also a lot of people, guys, they train their German Shepherd to attack, but that's not the animal. So because there is no intention like we human beings have, animals do not have an ego. Lack of ego in our pets or in animal allow the soul to shine through their personality. We have a soul with a body, but it takes work. We need to grow spiritually. We need to align ourselves with the soul in the body in order to, express its wisdom. Animals don't have that.
Let me ask you a question, if I may.
Please.
I have often been of the assumption that children see all kinds of
Spirits.
things, see
Yes.
spirits, see
Yes. Yes.
all kinds of
Yes.
things that are outside of what
Yes.
we are taught is consensual reality.
Yes.
The classic example is a child who says that they have a friend who we can't see.
Yes.
And my belief is that the more that children are taught to focus on this very narrow thing that we call consensual reality, the less they are perceiving all the other stuff that's going on,
Right.
all the energy, all of the entities that are really here. Does that align with the way you see things?
Very much so,
Yeah.
Ken. Usually, kids until maybe 3 or so are open and receptive. There
Hmm.
is no intention. They are indeed like our pets, which why I
Hmm.
call my
Right.
pets my kids. They are like
Hmm.
3 years old, 4, kind of not
Hmm.
really. As they get into 4 or 5, then the channel that is open to the spirit world kind of narrow down and close.
Hmm.
Why? Because their egos start to come in. And then
Hmm.
that kind of start building. So yes, they're very much able to see. And again, if you to observe a baby, they kind of look around because they have
Hmm.
communication with their grandparents that died. They know that,
Hmm.
fascinating. Yeah. And as to helping kids to be spiritual, that is why I love to spread spirituality. I'm hoping that parents would kind of understand that, even about pets. And then when the kids are age appropriate, they will tell the kids. So yeah, they do. They very, very much when they're young like that, they're able to detect and see spirit. Very much so.
It's interesting because sometimes on social media you'll see people that post like there was a cat that's one of the dog had died, but the cat's on the sofa and like
Yes.
staring and
Yes.
using his paws, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that to me
Yes.
said she or he was communicating
Yes, yes.
to the
Again,
spirit.
there is no obstacle, Nancy, for them to see.
Right.
Once we train ourselves, then we can see, but they don't have obstacle. It's also really briefly is that the shining of the soul through their personality, that's what gives them unbelievable spiritual powers.
Yeah.
Well, cats, for example, are able to detect pockets of negativity in our home, observe it to their own system, and release it away from us. They can detect negative energy, which why sometimes dogs bark out of nowhere. They're also amazing in a way, guys, that pay attention how they know when we're not well. They know when we're stressed. They know when we're sick. I used to be a chaplain in the hospital. They absolutely, those care animals where they bring pets,
Yeah, the emotional support. Right.
the emotional support. They absolutely can tell if a person is dying and what's the severity of the dying. Is it dying right away? Is it dying? So again, the soul, believing that there is a soul within the body is the core concept. Once you believe there is a soul in their body that allow them a lot of spiritual power, then they're not second to us. They are as equal. They're just different. They're powerful. They have more powers than we do, which why I mention things like that. You see, so so the view is different once you know that they have more essence. They are indeed divine beings.
So talk to us about how we can be more open and perhaps perceive our animals more completely when they're here with us physically and also when they leave. Because I
Right.
was once told by a spiritualist, member of a spiritual church, that what you need to do is sit and be very quiet and just try to meditate, as you said, and then you can. And I believe that. I mean, I've had many experiences of seeing and perceiving people and animals who are no longer here physically. But I
Yes.
wonder if you could talk about that for
Yes.
our audience.
Yes, of course. So if you look at them in a different way, if you look at them as a spiritual being, then obviously the attitude about the pet would be different. Not only more respect, more honorable, not only you will start feeling, you will look of the thing, what we just said, that they come to us, they know how to interact with us. If we love, they lift up our spirit. If they know, they sense, they tune into us as to our auric field, as to how we feel. So when you look at them as divine being, you will start recognize their unbelievable important purpose in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the pets that we have right now, they have what we refer to, or that is the phrase that Spirit used with me over the years, they have a soul contract with us. A soul contract with us, meaning that the specific pets that you or the viewer or Miki has very much meant to be with us. So again, without believing they have soul, you wouldn't believe on that. Open to that, meaning that certain pets enter in our life in specific time, and the contract, we have also soul contract with other people, obviously friends, life partner, the family unit have soul contract with one another. The soul contract with our pet will include the detail of the life that they're going to share with us, which why all pets would be different. One would teach us that, one would teach us that, one would teach us patience. That's why if you look at the pets that you have, how you have a different interaction or a different dynamic, such as with kids. If person have more than one child, all kids would be different. That's why people say I get along with that kid and not that much with that kid. Which doesn't mean not love. Obviously, it's just different. So again, it's another way to honor that your pet just didn't happen to come to you. Everything is very
There's
much
a
governed
reason.
behind the scene, very much meant to be. You have a soul contract with your pets. Now, what does that mean? It's mean what do I need to learn from it? Obviously, we can learn patience. The ultimate lesson that our pet tried to teach us is something that we did not conquer yet, which is an unconditional love. So what you want to give back to your pet is you want to honor it and apply it to your life as a human being. I cannot tell you over the pets for over 2 decades now, we rescue animals here, but the lesson that you learn from them, fascinating. You know, again, it's all how you view pets and animals, obviously, as well. You have to view them as divine being, as honorable. You have to cherish them, which why I say when they're ready to go home, don't get the easy way out and just put them to sleep. Don't do that. You wouldn't do it to a human being, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm very passionate about it. Just because we can send home, kill them essentially, you know, don't do that. So a lot of people ask me, but it's expensive. Well, you have the pet, so get the money somehow. I mean, it
Well, but
doesn't matter.
let me ask you, are you saying that you should never euthanize, or are you saying you shouldn't euthanize just because they're an inconvenience to you in some way?
Oh no, we should euthanize if
Yeah.
they're done. Ken.
If they're dying,
Sometimes an
yes.
incarnation is done, like it's done
Yeah.
with us, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
But I cannot tell you how many, unfortunately, clients that come in reading or people come my way is that there's no money. Well, then think about it when you get the pet.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
Be-
course.
I
it's a
know.
big-
That's
you
a
do
big
that.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I have a question because I
Please.
think it's personal, you know, one of my personal animals. In 2013, I had 4 pugs. I love pugs. But I also saw this little Frenchie that couldn't walk, right, at a rescue. And immediately I was like, no, I have to have her, right? So I took her home. The pugs were like, whatever, that's fine. So, so I had Ellie for 11 years and
Oh,
2 months. I diapered her for that long. Now, that said, I started a program, what I had wanted to do for many years. I started a program at the University of Tennessee as a veterinary social worker, right? Now, that started a few years after we got Ellie, right? And I went through it a few years, and then I got a job as a veterinary social worker. And 2 months later, she died.
oh.
Now, was that my sole contract with her?
Of course, of course, of course. We also have to be aligned with our own soul because pay attention when you have that feeling, I gotta get another pet. That doesn't come from the mind. That comes from the soul within us.
Yeah.
I have that feeling all the time, though.
So am I, Ken. That's why I have 20 animals. Yeah, but it's very strong and different, Ken. It's kind of like you really need to have it.
Yeah,
Like
right.
my mom, Nancy, they said, no,
Really
I
do
really
need
want
to
to get
have it.
pregnant. I have, because again, there is a reminder, not only from our spirit team, the spirit guides around us, an angel, the soul within the body. So follow up on it. Yeah, of course.
I have got to ask you a question because you talk about your history of growing up in Israel and being in the army. How do you reconcile, how have you come from that to where you are now? And I
Right.
know that you've looked at, from what I read, you have looked at uh, all the different faiths and said, there's some problems with
Yes,
most faiths. We need
yes,
to move beyond them in
yes,
a sense. I'm
yes,
just curious if you could talk a little bit about
of
that, because
course.
particularly with the horrors that are being
Yes,
wrought to
yes,
Palestine right now.
yes. Well, spirituality of great simplicity, Ken. It's delightful to start, first of all, as the teaching as God, that supreme, beloved, beautiful being that
Hmm.
reside in everything, in nature, which I respect nature. I always like to bring it up within us as the soul. I mean, religion is just, I believe, most of it written by human beings. I really do.
Yeah.
There's too many rules, there's too many regulation, and to all due respect with my Judaism, and listen, and I'm proud to be Israeli. Sure, I born in Israel, but for Jewish people to say we're the chosen people,
Yeah.
how so?
Yeah.
If that God, that delightful God that love all of us because we are a part of Him, He cannot not love us, hence the phrase we are His children. So every religion kind of label God to themselves, and it just simply didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So when I stumble into spirituality, it is all energy, it is the beauty. Look, for example, the concept of meditation. Our mind is nasty. It's an obstacle to a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Look where humanity is. The ego just lead the way. So spirituality is kindness and love and spread positivity, So it's not only common sense, Ken. It's what I tell people when I present event. I don't give you anything new today. The information should reside with you. You should know it to be so. And spirituality, it just makes sense. It's just what it is. So yeah, in regard to my country, I don't think you can get peace with war with peace. Don't think you can get peace with war. It's sad. It's on and on and on. Obviously, in general, on the planet, per channeling from spirits. Listen, we are led by the collective ego right now, hence the shape of the world. What we need now individually, each one of us to continue to climb up a little bit spiritually. So shows like today, whether it is about animals, but I bring up people a little bit, which I appreciate you brought up, one person at a time. The good news, if I might say really quickly, if you look out there, what's going on, there are a lot of people awakening. There are more and more spiritual books. There are more and more helpful books. There are more and more different ways to become spiritual. There are more and more people are connected or open up to God. God is energy within the body, of course. So we're moving forward, but the collective ego is very much strong, which means more suffering for us until we don't have a choice and wake up because we will have enough. If
Do you
I
think
don't
we will? Do you think we will
Yeah, I was just
wake up?
ready to say, Ken, I don't think we will cease to exist, humanity. I don't think so. I think God loves us as his children. However, it's free will, it's up to us. And I can actually see, even in readings, more and more people later in life, 40, 50, 60, kind of surface up, learn spirituality, Zoom and events and interviews. So slowly but surely, hopefully, I believe we will tilt the scale, but we're not there yet.
So let
Now,
me. No, I want to just ask because I know you work as a medium too. How does that work? Do you do it in person? Do you do it over Zoom? Do you do it by phone? Because we don't have that much time left, and I wanted to give
Oh,
you some
thank
opportunity to
you.
talk. I'm sorry to jump in, Nancy.
Oh, well, spirits are energy. They don't care if it's Zoom. They come anywhere, any place. So we care if it's Zoom and we look good. They don't. So it doesn't matter. So I used to do in person, but now I don't. So I do a lot of phones. Some services are Zoom. It's the same thing. So it doesn't, people call me from Starbucks. It doesn't matter. I mean, it just
Okay.
comes.
yeah, my question just briefly was, so what, how do we know, how do we access, I mean, through you or through other, animal communicators, mediums,
Sure.
and know if our loved one is and has passed
Right.
on is with
Right.
us? How,
Right.
how,
It's kind of sensitive, Nancy, which why I said at some point at the beginning, you have to be a decent, kind, spiritual human being. It does not mean you're perfect. Miki is not perfect by no means. But you have to somewhat create, once again, harmony in mind, body, spirit. Sound cliche, but that's what it is. Work on quiet the mind. If my mind is busy, if I have drama and negativity, I will come to a reading and gonna hear zero from spirits. So somewhat stay open, stay positive, be nice, contribute to humanity, animals, of course, be respectful to nature. God's energy is within nature as well. Very important to remember that. So once you do that, not only you will communicate with spirit, because once again, Nancy, I was 32 years old. I didn't born like that, as you know now. No, once you do the work, not only communicate, you will see signs, you will sense pets, you will see or sense your departed loved one. Of course, again, practice make better. There are rules to communicate with spirit. You do not come and expect to do it in one day, but it's doable. I did it. Again, I didn't come from anything remotely close to that, but it's required a lot of work. The good thing, the better benefit is delightful. It's
oh, of course it
beautiful,
would be.
delightful. You
That
have,
you feel them or they're there,
of course, of
and
course.
you feel that
How old
comforts.
is your cat, real quick, Ken?
She's 14.
Oh,
Oh, she need wash her water bowl better
Yeah.
and give a little bit more not water from the sink, like better water,
Bottled water.
bottled
Okay.
water or
Yeah.
filtered water. Sometimes pet kind of just bring stuff up, so don't just add water. Kind of make sure it's not slimy.
What do you see in her? What do you see?
She's quite, of course, I channel the soul, not the animals, obviously. The soul is quite a diva. I mean, I knew she gonna take over, and I'm trying to ignore the soul, just move away, you know. And just, yeah, she's very pleased, very content with you. I mean, yeah, really lovely. It absolutely warmed my heart when I tune into a loved animals because sometimes I don't.
Right.
Don't ignore the water. She
That's a
has
good point.
different dishes or one dish.
She has one dish. I refill it. I dump it out and refill it every morning.
Okay, maybe have another dish somewhere. You know,
Uh,
some. There is a reason why
but
she
you're right.
do that.
I can wipe it out better though because I don't always clean it. I
That's
dump it
correct,
out
exactly.
and
And
then I
it's a little
refill it.
slimy and she's sensitive. It could be that the digestive, nothing's wrong there. But this is a cat that wanted the stage and got it.
She's a weird. She also, I have a Venus flytrap in my garden that is in a pan of water, and she loves to drink from that, which is very
Yeah,
strange to me.
yeah.
S-
Oh,
So I don't know, but anyway, we need to
Well,
wrap.
that was interesting. Look at that. I should have brought Penny up here.
oh,
But she is a diva. She's a total
it's very
diva.
much. Yeah, yeah. She's the soul is not a diva. The soul project the personality of the form, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should wrap up. So, what are a couple of thoughts that you want to leave people with, Mickey?
To hopefully is to view their pets differently, to view animals differently, to view nature differently, to be more open, to respect and to honor, and to really, really detect and look what they are here to teach you as we are to them. They have a way, way bigger, more deeper, broader, divine purpose in the life.
Oh,
It's
and
really
we do
beautiful.
have some more correspondence here. So somebody said hello, thank you,
Hello.
but one was this was intriguing. Yeah,
Thank you. I believe my champion
yeah,
is
is
always
here
here
with
with
me.
me as well as my
Oh,
Theo.
very
My
lovely.
puppies chat with them all the time.
Very
That's
lovely.
great. So
Yeah.
I want to just reiterate
Yeah, thank
we
you.
had a
Oh,
visit. We're visiting here with Miki Jacobs. She is an internationally acclaimed medium, speaker, and author. And you can learn more about her. She's written a couple of books. You can learn more about her at her various websites and YouTube, and that is listed in the description that accompanies our program. We want to thank you so much
thank you.
for
This
being
was
with us, and
wonderful.
thank you for tipping me off to the need
Oh,
to wash Esme's water bowl.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
given me the eye
I
right
really
now.
try to ignore her, but no, oh no, no, that's not going to work. So thank you
And so,
guys. It's such an
thank you.
important
Thank
topic.
you.
I
We'll maybe
appreciate
have
it.
you back again sometime.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
thank
Thanks again.
everyone for your
Thank you for
comments. It's
being with
Thank
us.
lovely.
you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Bye
much. Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
So